Hey guys, and welcome back. It's the next day, next evening, after tacking together all the cage on the back of the Cushman. And I went to Home Depot on the way home. Grabbed some hinges, a bunch of these. And it's the only thing I could find that had like two long legs on it that had some kind of beefiness to it. You and I are going to look at this together and see if we can figure out what the best scenario may be to do. So how would you catch the second hinge in? Fortunately, I don't think these guys will fold all the way. No, they won't. That's the obvious choice for the bottom. Do something like that, right? We cut it down to what we want. But up top, we're gonna put one right good level with the body. See if we put one right there, whatever the straight line is from that, we have to be directly above it, right? So that'd be halfway up the gate. That'd be fairly strong for the gate. I guess if we bend maybe this back, right? If we take that and bend it back and catch the inside of that one, would that work? Because it'd be the same thing, right? Just that we're going to bend it back and have to catch it in further. And that one can do that guy. We just weld it right to it. Get down lower. Down as low as we can get it without those pliers there, you know. I think it's a fairly good plan. So how high can we go up without it getting... I wouldn't want to go much more than that, I don't think. Yeah. Alright. That's that half of it. And then, in here somewhere hiding, you gotta lock the two of them together. Now the gate, the tailgate has a lip on it. So they're gonna, when you slam them shut, they're gonna stop on that. I was thinking that we put a metal tab on the back of one of these, so when this one's shut, you put this one against it. This one can't open it until this one is open. And then what if we did something like that? I don't want that. Right? The top does not have much structure in it. There's nothing, no frame behind the top of that. No. So I really don't want to kind of mount into that. Put it on the inside. The prisoners can lock themselves in and out. Just reach in and grab it. Well, I think we worry about that after. We may even build our own something after we get the hinges on. So I know the outer edges is not welded. I'm trying to figure out, because once the hinges are on, they're not coming back off. I have to take this out no matter what anyway, because I have to cut all the material away except for this front edge, because right now if I go to cut this in half, I'm going to be cutting into the cover and into the gate. So I'm going to cut everything and leave a little bit on the top and bottom and put it back into place. When I'll do that, I'm going to weld up all our extremities at the same time. That's the plan. We're on it. We got it. And through the magic of video, that's all done. And I cut it. I just left a little bit of meat right there and right there, and we'll buzz them once the hinges are on, just so it helps keep it square. Not as much vice grips and shims in it as there was before. Just enough to hold it center in the hole there. So I think we're going to go start with this bottom one. We'll get that one mounted, and wherever that point is, we can come up above and catch the other one. But we'll cut one down, whittle it into place, get a couple of tacks on it, and bring you back. And nibble one of them down to size. So that should be good for that location. I think we'll throw a couple of tacks on it and we'll leave it be, and then we'll figure out a location for the top one. Alright, so we got to get that one and this one over the top of each other. So we're at about there. Looks pretty good. I think what we should probably do is maybe we'll get a piece of like small angle. We'll clamp a piece of small angle onto this, and that'll draw the straight line up to where we need to be out here, and then we can mark this one up. Sound good? See how it works anyway. Yes, that's what I did. No longer have to make an imaginary line in our head. We know that anywhere along this should be good. I gotta go like that. That's what I like it. Alright, so this guy, we are gonna go and have to do a reverse bend back. Do we want, what does that one have? That one's got the single leg. One's got 2 bumps on it, one's got the middle. Just keeping them the same. See, we go with that. I'm going to eyeball where I need to make that bend. I'd say we go right there. There. Slice. Not slice it. I got to bend that the opposite direction. It's a little on the thick side, but let's see if the bender will bend it. It should. Am I going the right way? Yes. Get in there. That one's. Should really bend it right in the center, but I got it, that seam there I was trying to stay away from. That might do it. Looks about an inch wide, doesn't it? Let's go bring her back over there and see how it makes out. Yeah, see how we make out with this. I think. Is that what we wanted? Yeah. How high up you think? That'd be the strongest, but I don't know if I want that hinge sticking out. Punching people in the head as they go by, you know. You can say right about there. Let's slice it back. Alright, so we're going to want to get rid of right there. And then on this one, anything past that is no good. Alright, still sliced out. And we'll come back to welding it. You got a couple of tacks on that. That should hold it. Looks like they're over the top of each other. Kind of ugly sticking out there, ain't it? Yeah, that looks dopey. One thing I'm thinking of what I could do is I could have taken this point and put it on this side. I don't know if there's enough room in between there though. Kick it over, but that's not going to work neither because I want the gate to be able to spin all the way around. Because if I was able to get that in, you know, another inch, I can get this one to right here. It wouldn't look as I don't know, I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to keep moving forward. If I feel like I want to address it later, I will. But I need to keep going. Off to the other side. And the other side is not without mistakes. Whoops, I traced it on the wrong one. Had to weld it back on and cut it again. I think we're to the point where we should be able to cut that free though and see how they swing open. I have a feeling, very slight chance that they're going to bind together right when it first starts to go to open, because it's going to want to, it's going to be real close. I think it'll open, but they might just touch by a hair. Well, where to find out, right? We're going in. Right? Yeah. Alright, let's get some clamps off of it. Washes out of it. See where everything decides it wants to go. A few of them, huh? The corner bracket. Drum roll, please. What do you think? Maybe? Nice. Yep, they rub just a little. We'll grind them off, it'll be fine. See how it folds back on itself. Look at that. That works out good, huh? Be out of the way. Magnets are holding it. Magnets and wood sticks. Well, alright, alright, alright. And without them, the hinges just bottom out too and make a stop too, so that's good. Yeah, we'll go grind those edges. I think we'll be fine. We'll go finish buzzing up all the hinges. Right? No reason to stop now. Again, I'm not that crazy about the way they look, but if I decide in the future to either change them up or cosmetically do something to blend them in or something. Gotta keep moving. So I got the two latches on the tailgate. Cool off. That'll be that. But I still have to work how I'm gonna lock these guys. A couple of things I bought that one, where do I do with it? There was one retainer, one deadbolt kind of lock. Too fat, it's kind of the width of both of them. I was thinking about trying to bend it around the corner and have it, you know, go down. Basically it's one of these, but really large. Going down there, I don't think I quite like that. I started looking around for some like kind of rod that I could run through, maybe lock them together, and then you'll slide it out so it's on one side. But when I went and did that and I kind of grabbed on it, it's really, I don't see that being very strong. So I'm back with trying to tie it to the tailgate, and I think maybe we might go this direction. There is another one of these right in here, so it's a good thing to try to attach to. So I wonder if we can kind of drill through and maybe have like a spring-loaded pin that kind of drops down and comes up, or something like that, that keys it to the bottom, and then it'll just lock it into the tailgate. And I only have to do one side. Like I said, I can put a tab over one of them you know, put a tab behind this one, so you shut this one. It's got a tab welded on. This one can't open unless this one opens. That's what I'm thinking right now. I'm gonna go wander the horde. The problem is it's the middle of winter time too. Everything's under 2 feet of snow outside. It's frozen. You know, it's not like I can go in my scrap piles that are out there and start digging around for something cool. So I'm stuck with whatever's in the garage or wherever Home Depot has. Hey guys, it's probably been about a week since I've been out in the garage, 5-6 days anyway. And my body was getting a little sore, so I had to go take a break. And I'm getting better, but gotta take it easy for a little bit. Just kind of nature's way of telling you you're overdoing it a little bit. I got a bunch of mail that kind of came in, so I quickly just want to go through that and share that with you. We'll try to wrap that up in about 5 minutes. I know some people kind of fast forward through this section of it, so but I want to say appreciation to the people that have been sending stuff in. And the first one was from I think it was Danny, and he had a letter just kind of relating with a bunch of his bike builds, and I'll show you a couple of ones that he's got built in there. They look really cool. I'd like to do a car tire. I was thinking spare tires, the Econo tires for a bike build, but I like the car tires too. I guess if you're in a flat, live in a flat area, it's not that much of an issue with those. This is from Steven. Yes, Steven. And this is a gift certificate. I'll leave that be as far as, you know, what it's for and whatnot, but he just sent that for a thank you to the channel. Steven, I appreciate that very much. That's going to go for some supplies for out in the garage here. We have Mark Pascal from Sente, California, and he sent a couple of things that he had laying around. Some old school bike pedals, the ones that I showed before. I was going to go put on a bike. They were both rights because there's the right and left which way the threads are, and this is a matching set of those. And I think this is a might be not quite sure, spark plug. I believe it's for honing out the cylinder of a spark plug. And when it strips out, you run the center in, and it kind of opens it up to clean the threads, and it's kind of like a chase for the threads. And a backup beeper. I think he was kind of saying possibly that can go on where those two wires were on the bottom of the cushman when we saw it. That might have been had a backup buzzer on there, and somebody ripped it off at some point. So we may or may not put that on there. And again, thanks Mark, I appreciate that. David, I don't recall your last name. I know you wrote me a letter real quick. Let me just eyeball that. He went and grabbed a camera off eBay. David, I don't know if I want your last name on there or not, but I'm just going to keep it as David. And he grabbed a camera, the one that you're looking through now, kind of the same idea, but the only difference is it's a different color, which is very good because this one is black with a black stand, and I set it down in the garage. I can never find it again. So that we're gonna go power up. I already threw the battery on a charger. I appreciate that very much. The one that you guys are looking through right now is taped together, and you can't do a lot of things with it. It's on its last legs. I bought another camera used. I thought it would have been a better step up from this one, but apparently not. And for YouTubing, the Canon PowerShot ELPH 110 HS is the go-to as far as the all-around kind of camera. It's an older camera, but people are still finding that as a favorite. So he had purchased that and then mailed that to me, and it came with a bunch of extra items, another charger, some more chips, 2 batteries. I said I got them on the charger now, and I want to thank you very much, David, for going through the trouble of finding that and sending that my way, and should help with our videos in the future instead of trying to live this one along. I was literally going to Walmart that morning to go buy a new one, and he had said in the comments that he had one getting mailed to me, and they wouldn't mail it direct, so it's just going to be a little bit longer. So it stopped me from going ahead and doing that. We got this one mailed a couple of different. I believe that's a kangaroo. And then the Gold Coast. Is that the West Coast? Is the West Coast the Gold Coast? And he had probably kind of private letter. And that was from Leon. and just saying thank you for the work on YouTube. Thanks for watching. And a private one, we'll keep the private one private. We got from Jack, mailed me a book on the VW Bug. I've never read this one. I don't have it. And it looks really cool. It looks like it's probably from like the 70s with a bunch of just the history and different stuff to look for on all the bugs. So I will keep that probably in my house for about a month in the reading room, and then I'll probably kick it to Brian, because Brian's really into the bugs too, so it'll get double duty. Thank you on that. And then today I just went to the post office, and from Australia, was there a name on it? Let's see, it was Stephen. Another PowerShot S1 110 camera was sent, and judging by the fact that I already burned up 2 of them, that having another one is not going to hurt neither. He said he had this sitting around unused. I figured it may work for you. If not, well, at least the zoom isn't as crunchy. P.S. Find the charger a bit. Find me charger, but I believe you have used the same one. I think that might be what it says. Same battery. So with here we have, I haven't opened it yet, but it's a similar setup. It's an S10, S110. I'm not sure what the difference is between the 2 of them, but again, another camera kind of sent my way. Again, guys, thank you so much for all the stuff that you contributed to the cause. I appreciate that very much. Let's see if we can get these cameras up and running and into use. I'm probably going to go switch over to the other camera right now, and from here on we'll see how that one is. If there's any kind of issues with it, we'll know, and if not, we'll be happy filming the rest of our way. Alright, let's see how this guy works out for us. Running the new camera. Here's the old one. Told you it was taped together. I'll have to just bump the stand. It's taken one too many hits. You see the big dent in the bottom of it? That's where the stand mounts to it. And when it goes timber and falls over, that's where it takes the hit. And then it flexes the whole case. It actually took a hit there too. So that when it would just try to open, the shutter half the time doesn't open. I got to push real quick down on the lens for it to turn on and off. So we got our money's worth out of it, and I'm going to keep a couple of cameras in my different cars and trucks, just so if I find something I want to shoot, I do have the capacity of having something with me, and then this will be the primary one. And again, with the same with the other camera that was given, I'm going to look into that one and see how that one does, and we'll just maybe put that in a vehicle for now. But eventually I'll probably damage this one too. It's my MO. We left off trying to get the frame, the gates, so that how are they going to lock shut. So I think I want to lock this into the tailgate, because there's a 1x1 bar right inside there, and the tailgate's going to get beefed up more. I do have this from Home Depot, and it's just one of those drop down latches, and the way that this guy works is you can put a padlock in the top side of it, and then the pin cannot lift up all the way, but you know, of course, where are we going to go put it? I'm kind of thinking if we drill through this one and come down into here, and say we cut, so like right now it's full length, so we need to get about that far in, which is make it so, say if we cut it right about there, and maybe we could even just slice this stuff right off, we don't even need it, and we could weld that to this side. We can make it so it flips up and locks in, and then we can put a lock on top of that. And then we'll put a tab behind the backside. So let me get this guy kind of willed out. We'll kind of cut it down a little bit, and we'll keep going back, see how we like it, and then hopefully it'll fit in there. So I took this thing out of the package and trying to figure out, so I know I want to cut, you know, roughly that much of it off. Like, well, how do I get the pin out of the way to go about doing that? So looking at it, I do see that it looks like they drove the handle part of it in. I don't know if it's just a pressure fit. I don't know if there's any weld or anything on there, or solder, or I'm not quite sure. I am going to try, we'll just set it up in a vise and we'll try with a center punch, see if we could drive that thing out of there and see if we get the rod right out of her way. What do you think? Think it'll go? Let's uh-oh. Where'd it go? That's just sitting on the bench. That wasn't too hard, was it? I don't know how secure that makes you feel. somebody could just pull the pin on it now and take it apart. Alright, so let's go and eyeball. You're going to want it like that because you want to keep the lock. Is that how it was? Right? And then goes up to the upper part when it's unlocked. Yeah, so let's go mark this out and decide how to cut it. Alright. Stop kicking you. Let's go with, I'd say we want, that should be more than enough down inside there. Plus we don't want to make this part of it so thin that it doesn't have any strength. So I say we cut it right about there. I would probably say we can slice that off on both sides, and then we can make it go right there. Shall we try that? We shall. Try and get some of the galby off so we can weld it. So that's the size of the pin. And I was just kind of going through my scrap pile here trying to find one that's a little larger. I guess we'll probably go with this. What was it? 450 before? I think right on 4. And this is 435 we'll go with, so it's 35 thousandths bigger than what this is. And if we have to open it up a little bit after that, we will, but I don't want to make it too tight either, you know. Alright, let's see how we're going to figure out welding that sucker together. Yes, that's cut down. So I would like to try to bring it in maybe right about there, but I'm not going to be able to drill that from the top. What I'll do is I think I'm going to make a center line going down here across, and I'll drill from the center straight up. We'll find out where that is, and we'll get, again, I'll drill that from the bottom with a small bit, open it up, and we'll drop this in. If I got to fudge it one way or another, I can. I could, you know, fudge how this is being welded, just so it doesn't have a bunch of drag on it. And then we'll do the lower level after this one's done. Sound like a plan? We got a hole. Oh, well, that sounded. That's the way it was. Yeah, like that. So we could throw that pin back in there. as a guide. Alright, so we're thinking, hopefully it drops down first. You gotta go out a little. Left, right, up, down. Ah. I know I drilled all the way through. There we go. So that'll be in the up position. Should be pretty good. So now, I wonder if we should throw a couple, maybe we'll throw a couple tacks on that just to hold it. No. I want to be able to shove a marker down the center of that, you know, and get it so that we can get the mark on the gate where we need it. Just take that right out of there. We'll lock the gate where we want it. And punch one more. Go down one more floor before we weld it. I took the tip and I kind of ground it like a pencil a little bit, just so it kind of helps guide itself through the different levels. Yep. Something like that. Should be good. We drop it down. If we put a lock through there, it won't be able to open. We're going to work on getting rid of some of that slop in a second, but I think that should be pretty good. I'm holding it away a hair. Let me see if I hold it right to it. Yeah, it's got some drag. I'm going to let it come off just a little bit like that. And that should be good enough to make for smooth operation. Think so? Alright, get the welder out. Let's get that tacked on there. That's going to be a little warm. Woohoo! And we may have to tap that around just a little bit to fudge. But now we got to get it so that this side gets locked by this side. And the back of it, let me square them up again. The back of it has a gap. You see in between there of about that much. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to grind the welds off the back side there. We'll make a plate that welds onto this side and just goes behind on this one. That'll get rid of, you know, that motion that's in there and give us that little block that we need. So we can go find what I got for some metal for that. I'll probably do one on the bottom, maybe I'll do one on top too, so that you can't flex the side on one side. So I looked around, I had a bunch of those scrap pieces of hinges that we cut off from the other side. I think maybe we'll go and try and use that stuff. So I think we'll be okay if I take that and we just weld it to this side, and then that'll kind of take that gap up too, you know. We'll have pretty much nil. I could probably do the, well, you could do the top so that it just sisters over this one, right? Grind that flat, and we can go from here down. Yeah, that'll work. Why wouldn't it? It's the same thing as down there, just down there has the extra lip on it. So we'll do that. You want to, maybe we should open it first, just make sure there's not going to be an issue. So we're looking at making it halfway across, right? Will that be any issue? Folding back on itself. I don't see any. And I don't see it being much of an issue up there either. Then possibly maybe we may want to ground that corner off on the top and the bottom so you don't whack your noggin on it. Flip it over. Nah, that's worse. Yeah, so we'll probably do something like that, and we'll nip this corner off so that when the prisoners get unruly, you don't stab himself, you know. Alright, get to welding. I don't know how well you can be able to see. We got. Let's go get just a couple of tacks on that one. Now, without a ground, you're not. You stay there all day, nothing's gonna happen. that again. I didn't prep the top yet. We'll figure we'll just start with the bottom one. I think that'll be just fine. I'll clean up the top and get the top one set too, and we'll weld it all up. Yeah, I got that all ready to rock and roll. I want to fudge them a little bit, but I think that should work. Yeah. Try that again. That'll be just fine. And again, the lock can go through there, lock that in place. What do I want to do? I want to grind that corner across, and I think I want to beef up these hinges a little bit. The bottoms are fine, but the top with this squared off section, I have a feeling it's going to want to bend and tweak a little bit. So I think we should probably go and we'll tie right in. We'll support all of this maybe on the top and bottom so that this doesn't want to bend around too much. And then also I kind of come up with to hide these so they don't stand out and be as ugly. I'm going to put a reflector here, a red one going this side, an orange one on this side, so it'll give a place for, you know, kind of like how the lights are up there. We'll do another one here and here. I think that'll make for because you want a little bit better than what you got down on the back of this anyway, so I think that'll help out. And you know, again, going with the theme of what it is, it should have a bunch of lights on it anyway. So let's get to, I don't know, we'll grind that corner. I want to do a little show and tell on that, and then we'll see what we do about beefing up those hinges. One thing I want to show about rounding off corners. So say you want to take this guy and you want to try to do some kind of rounded off thing like that. And so you go and you take your flapper disc or your sander or file or grinder or whatever you're going to use. And a lot of people, they come over and they start doing this, rolling the grinder back and forth. Here's what I do, and I find that works much better than trying to do all that. Just go on a straight line. See how it's just basically you knock the corner off on a 45. Once you get to the depth that you want to go, then round the corner off. I find if you keep going back and forth and you're trying to round it off, it never gets rounded. It actually just kind of does one of these guys, and you just kind of bring the whole thing in. Yes, that's what I did. I boxed them in. That should get rid of some of that flex that was inside that guy. I may do the bottoms on it too. See how it is. It's decent. That'll be just fine. I think I'm going to take a little bit of time now and get on my chair and go around and weld in all these guys more permanent like. And maybe we'll throw some blue paint on it. And we're going to age that and do some stuff. But I think we want to get some blue on there just to make it start matching some of the body, and we can come back and change it. But let's get the welding done first. Can you see the cloud? Just got done, finished welding up all the rebar. So I think we're pretty good. I think we're going to leave her be the way it is. I'm not going to get into doing any paint because I still have more to do, and I think I'm jumping the gun. Still want to do the floor in the bottom, get that squared away. We got a frame in the back of the tailgate, make the hardware for the stops for when it's down and up. See how that kind of comes out, and we'll get into aging it and coloring it, patinaing it all at one time. I think we're good enough for tonight though. probably gonna be a fairly long video. I just want to push on the magic spot, and she locks up. So decent. I'm happy with it, and I think once we get the reflectors on the ends right there, that'll make them look a little bit better. And the color in the patina and rusting some stuff up and getting some paint on stuff, we'll kind of tie it all together when we're done. So with that, I want to thank all of you, and I want to thank everybody also for who sent me the gifts. Very much appreciated, and I will catch you on the next one. Till then, later. Hey guys, we're at a friend's warehouse. They're cleaning up and cleaning out, which is a small undertaking, to say the least. But they give me a heads up about they found a motor hidden in one of the kind of crawl spaces, and there it is. I don't know what make that would be. Sure, we go clean it up and maybe I'll tell them. So we try selling it. Maybe we'll go see what that is. Alright, we're back home, and we can see in the daylight, maybe we'll see a name or something on it. I don't think there's anything right there. There is a 489 or 83 right there. With Tilson carb on it. Turns. Like somebody may have shot some silver paint on it, maybe. Now one of you guys are all idea as I drop it off the back of the truck. Yeah, let's see, somebody painted over that tank or something. Yeah. So whatever writing's gone. Should make for a good cold start. When it gets a little warmer out, we'll say. And then someone had a tag on it. I don't know if they were selling some stuff out of the building. The building a friend of mine bought. They are cleaning it out, and that's everything's going, so that's why this came about. I have to look it up. Well, you guys might be able to ID that for me too. And while I was there, I was working on the cushman, and these are kind of look like something like that. I don't know if they're going to be able to fit in the location that we have on the cushman tailgate though. Look like they're going to be kind of long, but maybe I grab them too.